Good morning. Today we are going to learn Introduction to Management and Henry Fayol's 14 Principles. Let us see. Introduction to Management. Management comprises planning, organizing, staffing, leading or directing and controlling an organization or effort for the purpose of accomplishing a goal. Functions. The primary functions of management is the satisfaction of a range of stakeholders. Since organizations can be viewed as systems, management can also be defined as human action, including design to facilitate the production of useful outcomes from a system. Management principles are also needed to train managers. These principles provide a conceptual framework for systematic training and development of future managers. New techniques of management training make training programs more meaningful and relevant. Management principles makes the thinking clearer and systematic. A new manager can well understand the nature of management with the help of these principles. Now, introduction. A principle refers to a fundamental truth. It establishes cause and effect relationship between two or more variables under given situation. They serve as a guide to truth and actions. These principles are derived on the basis of observation and analysis by conducting experiment studies. 14 Principles of Management described by Henry Fayol. Division of labor, parity of authority and responsibility, principles of one boss, unity of direction, equity, order and discipline. Initiative, fair remuneration, stability of trainer, scalar chain, subordination of individual interest to general interest. Expert decorps, centralization and decentralization. These are the Henry Fayol's 14 principles. Now we will see. Division of labor. Stressed on the specialization of jobs, work of all kinds must be divided and allotted to various persons. Simple and results in efficiency, helps the individual in acquiring speed, accuracy in his performance. Specialization leads to efficiency and economy in spheres of business. Next one, parity of authority and responsibility. In these coexisting, authority is given to a person. He should also be made responsible. He should also have consent authority if anyone is made responsible. Authority refers to the right of superiors. Responsibility means obligation for the performance of the job assigned. Should be a balanced. Authority and responsibility is equal to irresponsible behavior. Responsibility and authority is equal to ineffective. Now, principle of one boss. A subordinate should receive orders and be accountable to only boss at a time. A subordinate should not receive instructions from more than one person. Dual subordination should be avoided. The enterprises a disciplined, stable and orderly existence. Harmonious relationship between superiors and subordinates. A subordinate should not receive instructions from more than one person. Next one, unity of direction. One head, one plan. Related activities should be grouped together. Efforts of all the members of the organization should be directed towards common goal. Without unity of direction, unity of action cannot be achieved. Unity of command is not possible without unity of direction. Order. Concerned with proper and systematic arrangement of things and people. Arrangement of things is called material order. Placement of people is called social order. Material order should be safe, appropriate and specific place for every article. Social order selection and appointment of most suitable person on the suitable job. Next one, discipline. Sincerity, obedience, respect of authority and observance of rules and regulations of enterprise. Subordinates should respect their superiors and obey their order. Smooth running of the enterprise. Subordinates, but also on the part of management. Discipline can be enforced if good superiors, clear and fair agreements with workers, sanctions are judicially applied. And next one, initiative. Encouraged to take initiative in the work assigned to them, initiate actions without being asked to do. Management should provide opportunity to its employees, helps in developing an atmosphere of trust. Enjoy working in the organization because it adds to their zeal or energy. Suggest improvement in formulation and implementation of plays. Fair remuneration. Paid to the workers should be fair of the efforts. Satisfaction to both employer and the employee. Determined on the basis of cost of living, work assigned, etc. Provisions of other benefits such as free education, medical and residential facilities to workers. Management creates harmonious relationships and pleasing atmosphere of work. Next one, stability of tenure. Employees should not be moved frequently. Employees should not be moved frequently from one job position to another. Once they are appointed, their services should be served. Time is required for an employee to get used to a new work field. Money spent on training the worker will go waste. Stability of job creates team spirit and a sense of belongings among workers. Ultimately increase the quality as well as quantity of work. And the next one, scholar chain. The chain of superiors ranking from the ultimate authority to the lowest. Every orders, instructions, etc. has to pass through scholar chain. For the sake of convenience and urgency, this path can be cut as shortcut gangplank. Temporary arrangement between two different points to facilitate quick and easy communication. Modified as per the requirements of situations. And the next, subordination of individual interest to general interest. An organization is much bigger than the individual. As far as possible, reconciliation should be achieved between individual and group interest. Case of conflict, individual must sacrifice for bigger interest in order to achieve this attitude. In these, employees should be honest and sincere, proper and regular supervision of work, reconciliation of mutual differences. Centralization and decentralization. Centralization, concentration of authority at the top level. Decentralization, disposal of decision-making authority to all the levels of the organization. Increase the role of subordinate is decentralization and decreases the role of subordinate is centralization. Once again, increases the role of subordinate is decentralization and decreases the role of subordinate is centralization. It is not feasible. Organization should strike to achieve a lot between the two. Esprit de corps. It refers to team spirit, inspire workers to work harder. Interest of the undertaking in the long run, the managers should infuse team spirits and belongings. Esprit de corps following steps should be undertaken. Proper coordination should be encouraged to develop informal relations among themselves. Create enthusiasm and needs among subordinates. Employees should be rewarded. These are the 16 principles of Henry Fayol. Once again, we will see all the slides. Introduction to management. In these functions we learned and introductions about Henry Fayol's principles also we saw, and now all the 16 principles I will read out. Division of labor, party of authority and responsibility, principle of one boss, unity of direction, equity, order, discipline, initiative, fair remuneration, stability of tenure, scholar chain, subordination of individual interest to general interest, expiratory corps, centralization and decentralization. These are the all 16 principles of Henry Wade. Thank you.